it's coffee time. Yes. The coffee was already made this morning. It was wonderful. It was like a gift. I walked out. Well, first, okay, so our coffee machine has a little blue light on the front of it. That means that it's brewing, right? So I opened up the door, and my instant reaction when I saw the blue light was, oh no, somebody made coffee last night and had left it on all night. But no, it turns out that it was fresh brewed coffee. I was super excited. We still don't have sugar though, so it doesn't taste as great as I would like it to, but that's okay. It's coffee, and coffee is coffee is coffee. So, super excited for the day so far. Yesterday we had this huge conversation that was about whether or not I should be calling my roommates roommates or flatmates. Here's the argument. So in North America, we call people that we live with they're your roommates. Even though you don't share a room, you call them your roommates, right? Regardless of whether you're in a house or an apartment or whatever. If they actually are your roommates, if you're sharing a studio apartment, whatever, you just call them all your roommates, right? So my coworker argued that I should be calling them flatmates because as long as you're not in a house, you're technically in a flat. If it's any sort of an apartment, I'm in a duplex, so he said technically it would be a flat, and we don't share a room. So I should be calling them my flatmates. And then another person said that that's not correct because we don't call them flats here. So it would just make it confusing and people would ask what a flatmate was. So I don't know. What's the correct term for the people I live with? I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I feel like there was another one that got... Oh, it was housemates. But we don't live in a house. We live in a duplex. Which looks like a house, but it's not. It's a duplex, so it counts as like an apartment, right? So it would count as a flat. So they would be flatmates? I don't know. But we call them all roommates here, so should I just keep calling them roommates? I don't know. I don't know. I love that though. That I love when a term from another country seems like it makes more sense. So you like try to utilize it. That's why I'm like, well, you know, if it makes more sense, then why not? Sorry, I cracked my knuckles if that creeps anybody out. So, you know, it's like, well, if it makes more sense, then why don't I just use it? But if it's going to wind up confusing a bunch of people, then I shouldn't use it. Big, full circle. Full round circle. Full round circle. I don't know where I was going with that. I was imagining a choo-choo train. In my head, I was imagining it going around a corner, but then it tricks you out and it doesn't keep going straight after that corner. It just keeps going in a circle. Like a roller coaster. It went from a train to a roller coaster, and then it just turned into a circle because I said full round circle and all circles are round. So, yay! But yeah, when we were in, where was it? Was it in Prague? I might have talked about this when I talked about Prague. That there was an entire wall of UK terms for things. And I think Tyler took a picture of it. I don't think that I have a picture. What's sad is I always want to add a bunch of pictures when I make those Europe videos. I haven't made one in a while, by the way. I should make one. Maybe this weekend, maybe Sunday. Saturday's my birthday. Weird. I keep forgetting about it. Anyway, but all of the pictures that we took, I don't have any of them with me. I miss them. I should get them back sometime. We took so many pictures. We took, like, literally thousands of pictures on this trip. But it was 2 months. It was 2 months of being in completely new areas. So we were taking so many pictures. And Jared and I both had new cameras. So we were like, taking pictures constantly. Although, I think that I took more pictures than anybody. So it wound up being that I wasn't in very many pictures. But when it's thousands, not in very many pictures means that I was in a chunk of them. So, you know, I really want to find that video, off topic, I really want to find that video that Tyler took of, that group in Germany. It was so funny. Yeah, anyway. Yes, good times. Flatmates, roommates, which do I use? I don't know. I don't know why I've been thinking about it so much. I guess because saying flatmates is fun because we never say flat. Even the word flat, we don't use that word. So even saying the word flat is like, what's a flat? And then saying flatmates is like, oh, I have flatmates. It's fun. It's fun because we don't use it. Is that silly? It's silly. I always had friends who in school would spell words like color the British way instead of the North American way. And they always got in trouble. And then they'd be like, it's a legitimate way to spell the word. And then they'd be like, it's a legitimate way to spell the word in the UK, which you are not in right now. We would like it if you spelled it the way that we spell it in this country. And then it would turn into a big ol' thing. Like, it was always a big ol' thing. It was a lot of drama about how you spell certain words. But what can you do? I don't know if, I'm trying to think of the friends that I have that used to do that and whether or not they stopped doing it. I don't know. I should ask them. I should be like, do you still spell them that way or did you cave? Did you cave in? I always spelled stuff the American way. Just because that's the way I was taught to spell it. You know what's funny though? There are some words that, in more rural areas are pronounced a certain way than in more like city areas. Intestines, I had to teach myself how to say intestines because in rural areas they say intestines, so that's how I always said it. And then well, I said it around my mom once. My parents grew up in California, and I said it around my mom once and she was like, no. He's like, that is not the way that you say intestines. And I was like, that's the way that they say it at school. So that's the way I've been saying it. So I had to teach myself to start saying intestines instead of intestines. I feel like there were other words like that though. It's funny, people, I know that this happens worldwide. People get so much flack for the way that they pronounce certain words because certain pronunciations are associated with like different ways of life, right? It's so funny. It's like, you know what the word is, so you don't have to give them crap for saying it a certain way. If you understand the word, just let them keep talking, right? I don't know. It just seems mean to be like, do you mean intestines? Because you said intestines, which is incorrect. Be like, I know what word you're using. Continue your story. Like, it's silly. I don't know. Tomato, tomato, right? Potato, potato. I don't know anybody who says tomato or potato. Maybe because that phrase started being used so often and people started getting self-conscious. Who knows? I will never say herb, though. Sorry. Sorry. I know there's an H in it. I know there's an H in it. But I've said herb my whole life. I will never start saying herb. Never. That will never happen. Unless for whatever reason I moved to the UK and stayed there for the rest of my life. I'm sure eventually I would start saying herb because I would be the person who was saying intestines. I'd be the person who was saying herb and everybody would be like, "Pah! Why are you saying it that way?" There would be issues. There would be so many issues. So much drama. Anywho. Yeah. Roommates, flatmates. Tell me which one sounds like it makes more sense. I'm sure it'll depend on where you're from. Or is there another word? Is there another word? I feel like there was another word that got bandied around. So, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see which one I rest on. I'm sure I'll probably keep calling them roommates because that's just what I'm used to. So, but flatmates does make sense. So, yeah. I am going to film a news episode and then I'm going to go film with Courtney Pants. I'm not going to tell you why or why I'm wearing this outfit, but it's going to be awesome. So, I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye. Mwah.